Good morning. It is hump day. Yes, 2 more days of this week, and I've got a great weekend ahead and looking very forward to that. I hope that you've started planning and thinking about what you want to do to spend your time this weekend. Take a little time for you, and whether that's with people that you love or hiking in the woods, I encourage you to do that. So today I wanted to talk to you because I spend a lot of time talking to women about pretty much anything. And there's usually one thing that continues to show up. And it seems like such a simple thing, but it's really not. And what continues to show up is that they are taking care of everyone else except for themselves. Everyone and everything else gets priority over taking care of themselves. And they also find it hard to be alone when you're that hyper focused and you are that have an unhealthy relationship with people because you are constantly going and doing for others. You find it hard to be alone and you aren't sure exactly why that is. And some of the things that I hear are, I feel guilty taking time for myself. I feel guilty taking time for myself, or there's just too much to do. My list is too long. I can't get it all done, and that would be crazy for me to take 8 hours to just be by myself or do something that I love to do. And, they depend on me to take care of this. They depend on me, so I just can't let them down. Or when I am alone, my mind goes to dark places. When I am alone, my mind goes to dark places. Or I don't know what to do with my mind if it's not focused on someone else. So if you spend a lot of time away and taking care, or not away, but a lot of time away from being alone, taking care of other people, then you forget what it is to be still and quiet in your head, and it's hard. It makes it hard to do that, to really focus on something. I wonder how tiring that must be to feel like you need to be going and doing or being with someone. I absolutely know what that is like, to feel like that I always have to be going and doing or being with someone. And I also know what it's like to feel like you have to do that just to stay sane. So the root cause for this can be many things according to the person, their experience, what's going on in their life, how they were raised. So the root cause for this unhealthy need for other people, it could be a variety of different things, but there is one thing for sure. If you don't care, if you don't take the time, to be intentional about exploring the root cause, if you don't take the time to be intentional about exploring the root cause, then things won't ever get better. You can't even start to touch those things on the outside of that reason, because until you take the time to figure out what the root cause is that makes you function like you function, then you won't ever get better. Things in your life will never get better. And scripture says that it's healthy to be alone, but you're not totally alone because God is there with you. You're alone with God, and that is the whole purpose. It's not just to go away in the mountains and just be by yourself and only do what you want to do. That could be part of it, but that is not the purpose of seeking out time to be alone and be quiet and be still without the list. It's so that you have time alone with God, seeking out His truths instead of all the other things that we tell ourselves that, are typically untruths. So at first glance, when we read scriptures like this, we think it's solely about Jesus being alone to pray. He's going off alone to pray. He's going off alone to pray. He's going off alone to pray. But it also says to be with God, to be with His Father, and He's going off to pray. So just use your imagination for a minute. What other benefits may happen by being alone, and particularly alone with God? What other benefits are there? What other benefits did Jesus have for being alone, going off alone with His Father? And spiritual renewal. He was off working the fields all the time, seeking out His people, and He had to go away and be alone for spiritual renewal, to fill up His soul, and just flat rest, just the need to rest your mind, rest your body, and rest your soul. Quiet to settle your mind down enough that you can be quiet and you can hear God clearer, tell you things, and bring things to your mind if you aren't filling your mind up with other things. And the ability just to feel His presence. To sit there in the still and the quiet and see the trees rustle around and to be able to feel His presence around you in your surroundings. And there are many others, but those are several of the reasons and the things that can happen, the benefits for being alone with God. So I'll leave you with this verse. Mark 1:35 says, "Very early in the morning, while it was still dark, Jesus got up, left the house, and went off to a solitary place where He prayed." So just take that scripture to heart. Think about your life and how your normal rhythms of life is flowing. And if it's always about other people, other things, checking off the list, consider that you may just need some time alone with God to renew your spirit. Have a great day, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.